What are the overtime rules for exempt and non-exempt staff? Imagine working a full week and wondering if you will get paid extra for the extra hours. That's what overtime rules are all about. They help decide who gets paid more when they work beyond a standard work week. Let's break down what these rules mean for different types of employees. First, non-exempt employees are entitled to overtime pay. If they work more than 40 hours in 1 week, they must receive 1.5 times their regular hourly rate for each extra hour. This applies whether they are paid hourly or on a salary. Employers need to keep track of hours worked carefully to ensure workers get paid correctly. The Fair Labor Standards Act, or FLSA, protects non-exempt workers from being shortchanged on overtime. Now, exempt employees are a different story. They do not automatically get overtime pay if they work extra hours. To be classified as exempt, employees must meet 3 main tests. First, they need to be paid a fixed salary that does not change based on how much they work. Second, they must earn at least the minimum salary threshold set by law. As of the latest federal rules, this threshold was set to increase to $60,568 annually, or about $1,128 per week. However, a court ruling in November 2024 changed this, lowering the threshold back to $35,568 per year, or about $684 per week. State laws might have higher thresholds, so employers need to check local rules. Third, the employee's main duties must fall into categories like managing others, making important decisions, or performing specialized professional tasks. These are called duties tests. If an employee meets all 3 criteria, they are considered exempt and do not qualify for overtime. There's also a special exemption for highly compensated employees. These workers earn a lot more, about $151,164 a year before the recent court ruling. They must also perform at least one duty of an exempt employee. The threshold for this exemption was scheduled to go up to about $151,164 but was also affected by the court decision, dropping back to around $107,432. Some employees get a fixed salary but do not meet the exemption rules. These salaried non-exempt workers must have their hours tracked and are eligible for overtime pay. Employers need to carefully evaluate both salary and duties to classify employees correctly. States may have their own rules about overtime and salary thresholds that are stricter than federal laws. Employers must follow the law that offers the most protection to the worker. In practice, employers should regularly review employee classifications to avoid mistakes. Accurate timekeeping is essential for non-exempt and salaried non-exempt workers to ensure they get paid properly for all hours worked. To sum up, non-exempt employees must receive overtime pay for hours over 40 in a week. Exempt employees do not, if they meet the salary and duties tests. Recent legal changes have affected the salary thresholds for exemption, so staying updated on federal and state rules is very important.